Chapter C Corp. Like Apple. Apple, if it makes a profit, it pays taxes as a corporation, right? And then if it wants to pay its shareholders that don't work for Apple, but they just bought Apple shares, they get dividends, right? So you buy stock, and a lot of them pay dividends, and those are taxable, right? So it's called double taxation. So the money goes into the corporation, it gets taxed at the corporation, and then whatever's left over, when that goes to shareholders, it gets taxed again on the individual level. So for tax purposes, we wouldn't want that. We don't want to pay extra taxes, and we're not this huge conglomerate. So we want either an LLC, a partnership, or an S-Corp. Well, we can drop out that partnership pretty quickly, okay? Because a partnership doesn't have the liability protection that the LLC or the S-Corp have. The S-Corp are still corporations. Corporations have, you ever heard of the corporate shell? So corporations have protection for the shareholders, but the partnership doesn't. I want protection. If I get sued, I don't want to lose, my house or whatever, a car or whatever. So that's out. So now the trick is, do we want an LLC or an S-Corp? And we'll get in there. There's only a small difference. Why are those better for tax purposes than the C corporation, right? And the reason is because the corporation doesn't get taxed. So the LLC, in this case, it's what's called a flow through. So let's say you make, say $200,000. And let's say it's you and your sister that are in this business, right? You and your sister. And so you guys make $200,000 a year, and she gets $100,000 and you get $100,000. The LLC pays no taxes on the $200,000. It just goes to you.
And I pay taxes.
Yep, and your sister, and she pays the taxes. Now let's say your sister doesn't do as much in the business as you do, right? And she gets a lesser percentage. So you get 70% and she gets 30%. You can do that in an LLC. You can have a special allocation, which is really handy because not everybody necessarily is equal partners, right? He seems to want to go to Nevada to do corporations, so she's very popular. Nevada has no state income tax.
Right.
So a lot of people want to contact Lenny to set up Nevada corporations. But it's not that easy. It's not like you just get in there and you don't pay taxes, because if you're doing business in other states, those states say, we don't care that you have a Nevada corporation. You're still gonna pay taxes.
Right.
So it's a little complicated. But if you have any questions, don't call us, because we don't do this kind of law. We're bankruptcy attorneys. No, we do it. We